Hello. Welcome to Car Mechanic Simulator 2015. Woo! Woo! Alright. So, just a normal day today, just doing a normal job, picking a job, randomly pick that job. Alright. That's a nice bright colour. So, first things first, I've got all this crap in my inventory. Now, I'm told by a couple of people who've commented recently in YouTube that you can get rid of all, and it is in the game. You right click and hold. Wow, they hid that pretty well, didn't they? There you go, that's how you sell all. Right click and hold. Yep. Alright, good, so on with the mission. Yeah, why not a mission, yeah. Changing oil, lots of exhaust, gearbox, body panel, painting the car. So that's relatively straightforward. So you need to get it up, get it to the gearbox. Alright, so onto a lifter. Yibbidi-bidoo, yibbidi-bidee. Righty-ho. So various things we need to do. It's a shiny engine look. So if we're getting at the gearbox, look at the state of the gearbox. We'll probably have to take the starter motor off. We have to get that from under the car. Alright. It's a rear wheel drive, so we don't have to take the front wheels off to get to the gearbox. What else was there? Oh yeah, changing the oil. So nothing much to do. Just lift it up to get to everything else. Alright. I guess the oil filter will be on the bottom as well. Let's put it in the air. Right, so let's drain the oil. Let's go and get our oil buddy, standing his little puddle of oil. Alright, it says the oil drain, so we need to get it almost directly underneath. And you can double check that it's kind of underneath from this angle. And then Bob's your uncle. And if you don't do any of that, it just charges you $100, so if you can't be asked, it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. You've got more money than sense in this game. Right, so we've drained that. We're going to take the oil filter off. We want to take off the exhaust. I didn't check to see if I need to take off the manifold, but I don't. So there we go. Easy. Easy peasy. We also need to take off the drive doohickey. That's right, that's the official name for it. There we go. Take that off. The drive shaft. So it's the shafty drive. Okay, and that lets us get to the gearbox. Any more exhaust bits to come off? Yes, there's a rear muff. Let's take off the rear muff. Right, so we can go back to the exhaust now. The gearbox even. Take off the starter motor. And then have at it. Sounds like the whole gearbox is knackered. Oh, the release bearing's fine. Everything else, kind of horrid shade of poo. 5%. Oh, the flywheel's fine. Alright, so let's buy some bits. Oil filter V8. Oil filter V8. And 2 cats, 2 front pipes. So just front pipe V8, was it? Front pipe V8. Middle muff. And a rear muffler V8, I'm assuming. Yes. Look at me assuming. Cough. Gearbox V8. And then we need the plate and the pressure plate. I haven't done the panels yet, or the painting, so there we go, we can start sticking stuff back in already. That was fairly quick. Alright, let's stick those on whilst we're here. Bolty. So there you go, this car looked like a fairly in-depth job at first glance, but I could have tried repairing this stuff. It's more hassle than it's worth. But there you go, I didn't. Oops. Cats. So I can't put the drive shaft on from this angle. I have to peer at it from somewhere strange. Or more in the middle or something. Oh dear. Hey, there we go. Put the drive shaft on from that strange angle. There we go. Silent bolts. Hey, they are silent. Like the games. Oh, there we go. It's making noises again. Rear muff. I put the oil filter on, I think. So I think that's all the bits underneath that are done. So now we need to actually put in some fresh oil. Fresh oil, there we go. Wait for it to look like it's had enough. Give it a little touch more. And then just double check, despite the fact you know full well you've done it awesomely well. Where's that dipstick? There we go. So that's all that. Now I have to check which panels need fixing. Oh, do I not put the oil filter on? Poor show, old man. Oh dear. There it is. There we go. So, back down again. Can't check the list whilst it's in motion. There we go. So we need a front bumper, rear left door, and a trunk. So front bumper, rear left door. And something. Is it a boot? 54%, yes. Or trunk as they call it, not boot. So we have to go to the body shop. And then we have to remember what car it is. I say remember, I had no idea. It's a Mayan M8. Mayan M8. Whatever. Mayan M8. And I require M6, M8. Front bumper, back left door, rear left door, and a rear trunk, well, just the trunk. Alright, so then we can install them. Whoop, wrong side again. And then for some reason we have to paint it despite those parts looking fine. Press the button, there we go. Pressing the wrong button. And it's instantly pinged into our paint shop. Well, there's nothing we can do, we just click on paint car. Pointless waste of time that is. And press escape until you realise that doesn't work. There we go. One shiny cyan car. Take it away. Put it back on the lifter. Oh, great. Yeah, could have checked that. Yeah, whatever. Alright, so putting on a starter motor. Now it should be fine. Take it away. I've left it up on the lifter for you, Mr. Customer. Alright, I think we can slide in another quickie, as the A said to the B. That looks quick just because it's got two blocks, which might be a complete fallacy. Alright, that's a runny shit colour. Okay. So let's double check what it needs doing. Running gear problem, sloppy steering, gearbox. So there's lots of suspension issues. So we could test this in the path test if we can press any of the right buttons. As we've got the bloody facility, might as well utilise it, innit? Do, so much fun. What am I supposed to be doing? Oh, press no brake, yeah. Ooh. 66% brakes. And to the jiggle test. That's for sucking. It's a big sucky thing. Oh dear. Is that the printer there? It's a ridiculously large floppy drive otherwise. Random buttons, several radiators. Must get nice and cool in here. Look, and we're done. Solid axle control arm. Never heard of one of them. Alright. So that did some good. Let's get it on to lifter. So I found some of our running issues. I guess the rest of it's just going to have to be discovered by good old-fashioned looking. It's the old ways that are the best. I don't know what I'm talking about. 57%. Alright, so we can see some running gear issues right away. I'll tell you what I'm going to do beforehand. Oh, I can't sell all now, can I? Let's put the wheel back on, can I? We should just half bolt it on. I only want to half bolt it on, so I can now do my special trick of sell all. Cool, it's quite exciting. Alright, there we go. So now I've got a nice clean inventory to fill up with all the rubbish. Rubbish? The rubbish from here. It's rubbish. Inner tie rods. I could do getting that off. Can I have that? Sway bar looks knackered. 63%. I can't remember what the threshold was. 57. So that was okay. The 63% jobs were okay. Alright, so I need to get that off. That has to be done from underneath. Right. We could double check. Do I need to take off the front axles? No, I don't. For the later gearbox issues that we'll be dealing with, there's a sway bar there that wants to come off. I'll say want. Okay, so that's all the obvious issues here. There might be a bloody rubber bushing, of course. That's their official title. Bloody rubber bushing. You can see some dark brown pooey stains here. So that's the rear diff, is it? Oh, yeah, there's lots of suspension issues here. Right, I'll have to remove quite a lot of this rear section to get some of this. Ah, it's drum brakes. I don't come across them very often. Wow, so to take off this rear axle we have to remove virtually the entire rear suspension system. Just going to require it being in the air. Alright. Oh, I still can't take that off. Ha ha ha. Let's do that from underneath. Alright. I mean, I might be able to take these bits out from underneath. Some bits you can, some bits you can't, but I might as well have them whilst we're here. That looks a horrific state. I can't test that. That's fine. Alright, let's get this car up in the air, spread its bits, and pull out all the horrible parts. Yeah, it's going to work. I need to take off the drive shaft, of course, to get to the gearbox as well. So that'll have to come off anyway. Let's take off the starter motor. We'll probably have to do that anyway. Often you have to take it out from above the car, from the car engine port, but on these sporty models you don't. You take it out from underneath. Oh, I need to remove the leaf spring, new bolty bits. And finally we can get that bit out. Okay, so that should be all the drive parts and possibly the sloppy steering. Yes. So the gearbox we haven't looked at yet, but we can do that now. Clamber down the car, pull yourself down the car slowly. Pardon me, let's get the starter motor off, then we can get the gearbox out and see which parts it requires. Okay, it requires a clutch release bearing and a pressure plate. Does that look like it? I think there's 3 parts for the clutch actually, so there might be another one underneath. That's the flywheel, isn't it? The flywheel itself. Okay, just a quick double check. Yep, that's everything located, so let's buy some parts. Bottom suspension arm. B for bottom. No. Oh yeah. Coil spring rear drive axle. Coil spring rear drive axle. There it is. That's next thing. Double wishbone shock absorber. Huh. It's almost like it knew what I wanted. Front shock absorber cap. Ah. Front shock absorber cap. Rear axle knuckle housing B. Rear axle knuckle housing B. Rear spring rubber bushing. Rear spring rubber bushing. Solid axle control arm. A sway bar. Front end link B. Alright, sloppy car steering. Inner tie rod. I for inner. Leaf spring plate. All 4 U-bolts. Outer tie rod. And 2 sway bar front end link Bs. Sway bar front end link Bs. Now I just bought one of those. I can't need 2, so I'm just going to buy 1 because of my remembering. So clutch pressure plate and a clutch release bearing and a flywheel. Clutch release bearing and a flywheel. Alright, let's put those bits in. Starting here as we're here. Oh yeah. Soon this car will be brand new. Well, you know, or at least not working. It'll be working and okay actually, not brand new. There's the black hole of the starter motor. Let's put that in there before it sucks our life away. Right, so now when you get out the other end to where all our suspension fun was. Many suspension-y parts. Many suspension-y parts. All the brake housing. No, don't put the wheel on yet. Okay, and over the other side. Voltaire. Alright, okay, it's all coming along. Oh, just before I forget, a spot of rubber bushing that requires plugging into one on the other side there is. So easy to forget. Right, let's leave me back over here though. Oh, it's nice and close. Brakes. Brake drum. Go on, stick a wheel on, why not? Just gonna need him eventually. Drive shaft. That's handy. I can see all the screws. Usually you have to fish about looking at the other end. I'll happily screw it in through the, what is that, the battery or something? Yeah. Just reach over there, put the wheel on. Bolting it from behind, it's like a special trick. So I think that's all of the rear end done. I even remember the little rubber bushings. Rubber bushings. So what we got here? We've got some of that. Oh, hang on a minute. There's a thing that hasn't occurred. Let's take that off. Let's take that out. And then put a new one in. There we go. Good, good. I mean, it's fairly obvious, but I'm still glad I noticed. Spring and cap. Inner tie rod, outer tie rod. Oh yeah, sway bar. Looks like all of it. Stick the wheel on. Whoop, whoop. Go on, in you pop. And then the final corner. What do we need here? Spring, triple rubber cap, outer tie rod. Oops, bolt that on. Hang on, we've got a sway bar to put on yet. Sway bar. And then the wheel. Alright, now just double check. I think that's everything. So we should be able to send it on its way. Alright, there we go. A couple of quick jobs. Oh yeah, I'm still amused by the special neon lighting on the fire extinguishers. I guess that's a safety thing, so you can see them when it's all fiery and dark. Makes a lot of sense. Good. Well, since I've allowed that, it's time to go about our business. Don't need the first aid kit, of course, when it's fiery. The fire extinguisher makes sense. Good, that's enough wittering. See you all soon for more of this, or at least slightly different. Oh, look, preview. One of these vehicles. Yeah, alright.